I mean, we all know what it's like standing up at the net if we're shitting ourselves and like, you know, everything's going 100 miles an hour and like, I can't get this racket out there and I can't move my feet. And it's absolutely irrelevant how good your technique is. And it's even more irrelevant what your tactics are, because chances are, if you're fearful of what you're doing or what you're not doing, you won't even remember your tactics. You'll be out in the court just in the friggin' daze, and it'll be like your match is over before you know it. So, to start working on the mental side of the game, you really got to look at your self-talk. That is the first place that I would start. You've got to start talking yourself up, not down. You guys got, for example, if you're working on a stroke, you've got to see the finished product first. Alright? So, if your goal is to have a great forehand here, and your forehand is back here at the moment, you've got to see this, alright, first. Because if you continue on your journey here and keep seeing the average forehand, alright, all the way up here, there's no way that the forehand can be good up there. It's just like when I talk to the young kids, they all tell me, well, you know, I want to be a tennis professional. Yeah, fantastic, but you know, start thinking and acting like one here to be able to get to it here. Right? So it's all about your thinking. If you believe that you can have this great forehand, you know, and it might be a real asset for you guys to get a membership with that tennisplayers.net, because you guys can sit on that all day and look at the strokes, and then you will then have your visualization of the perfect forehand. And then you would just transfer that into, hey, listen, this is what I'm going to do, this is what I see in my mind, and it is possible. And it may only take 2 weeks, but it may take 6 months. It just depends, okay, on what your thought processes are about it all. Right? So that is the same for everything. Okay, it's pretty... It's pretty simple. The way I explain it to the kids is, if you say to yourself 1,000 times a day, I can't, and only 10 times a day I can, right, what's going to outweigh the other? Of course, this is. So if this is what you're thinking about your forehand, then this is what will happen. Alright? Your mind knows no different. Your mind doesn't know whether it's fact or fiction. Alright, so it's absolutely important that you start changing this to this, maybe, and this to this, maybe. You've got to tip the scales. Alright, and if there is work to be done, in my opinion, the technical, tactical, and physical work, that's the easy work. It's all, you know, when you're feeling good, it's easy to do this stuff. But when you're feeling like crap and you don't think you can do it, and it's not going to happen for you, it's pretty hard to get up in the morning and go out and work on your forehand if you think your forehand's crap. So you really got to change your attitude about how good my forehand's going to be, so that all of this changes. And then once all of this changes, the scales tip. You know, you'll get into different circumstances and situations because you'll attract them, and then your forehand will be fixed eventually. But you got to, again, get back to this and really learn and think about what you're thinking and judge yourself by your actions, not by your words. Alright? And you'll achieve whatever you want to achieve. Right? So, self-talk is by far the most critical. Right? First, you've got to really think about what you're thinking about. And judge yourself by your actions, not by your words. Many players go out onto the courts, alright, and they say, hey Michael, I'm doing this stuff. They come off the court and they've cracked their racket and they've thrown a tanny. It's not working. Well, you know, of course it's not working because you're not putting in the work. You know, a lot of people try and bluff. Okay, they're saying, what is it? The thoughts you think in private show up in public. So if you're trying to bluff me that at home you're thinking positive, you're doing all of this stuff, and then when you come out in the court and you play crap and you can't really hold your head together, don't try and tell me that you're at home thinking positive thoughts working on your mind. Right? It's like somebody tells me that the kids tell me, oh yeah, I'm really eating healthy, because they put on 3 pounds or whatever it may be. What you eat in private shows up in public. That's true. Yeah, Nick, hey, I'm eating healthy, no problem. You know, here and a little bit here. Like, where did you get that from? Oh, yeah, you know, I don't know. It's true. I mean, it may sound funny, but really, if you judge yourself, or if I judge everybody by their actions, I get the true indicator of where they are. Because a lot of people are good with the mouth, but actually not good with the physical side of things. Anyway, sorry, I'm digressing a little bit. Now, from self-talk, I would go into affirmations, which is very simple. Have you still got that? Affirmation. Now, for example, every day in every way my forehand is getting better, or I have a great forehand, or my forehand is awesome, whatever it may be. Alright? So, again, we need to tip the scale. Alright? Sometimes it's really good to get an affirmation that covers a lot of things, because probably like me, I'm sure most of you may be like me, if I had to do an affirmation for everything that I need to change, 24 hours I could do an affirmation. Right? So try and get an affirmation that might cover confidence. And confidence might help you to build your forehand. It might help you with your relationship at home, whatever, I don't know. But every day in every way I become more and more confident. That's just the basic one. So then, from there I would go to visualization. Is that how you spell it? I have no idea. Anyway, visualization, you got to see it. You got to say it to yourself. You got to see it. You got to see how good your forehand is. And like I said, it might be a great idea for you guys to see, for example, Agassi hitting his forehand, and then visualize yourself hitting the same forehand many, many times a day. Okay? So, visualize once a day. Affirm as much as you can. And then the most important thing at the end is do it. Now, I get the kids to really stick by these 3 things. Say it, affirmations, see it, visualization, and then go do it. And you know what the funny thing is? Kids become really good at saying it, seeing it, not doing it. So then, again, I judge them by their actions. Right? It's really important. Where